Another year later, and now Legends of Metru just turned 20 this year. Right after the events of Mask of Light, Vakama tells the Toa Nuba how they were not the first Toa, and therefore it happens to be set 1,000 years before the 2001 storyline, showing the Turaga back when they were Matoran and later turned Toa themselves. It begins with the leader of the Toa Man guy, Leekon, who travels to each metru to give a stone to each one of them, only to be captured right after giving Vakama his stone by the two Darkers, Kreka, and Leekon's disgraced team member who was expelled after betraying him, Nidiki. I feel like now, revisiting it years later after watching it again recently like I did back when I had that phase of mostly making Bionicle related content, I still find it a fun watch and personally do enjoy it just as much as Mask of Light, really. I do think it is true that Vakama does come off as whiny because of how he constantly blames himself for not being able to save Recon, despite there being nothing he could do about it at the time. I do still like that journey where he goes from doubting himself to eventually turning into the Toa he was meant to be, very much like with Taku in Mask of Light, or later on with Motoro in the 2007 storyline. It is really not helped either by the other Toa, especially Mattel criticizing Vakama as opposed to Toa Mono, where there were the bromances, especially with Kopaka and Poatu, or Onua and Liwa, especially throughout the movie. And the next one, the Toa Metru are often shown constantly arguing amongst each other or being mean to each other. I do find it interesting that there is that contrast between the Mana/Nuva and Metru by being polar opposites of each other, especially in terms of their personality. Nidiki and Kreka really don't come off as very intimidating most of the time, and Miku in the first movie did lacrosse with Takanuba. Only, in this, he gets beaten by Vakama in a game of whack-a-mole. Nevertheless, I still do find myself coming back to it like the first one and the one after.